Guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a very important video and a fair warning to Borderlands 4 first buyers. The people who pre-order the game, who are gonna buy this game, check out the previews because you will find something that is quite shocking. RX Gaming produced a video quite recently where they showcased the gameplay and they clarified some things which makes it even worse. And honestly, I cannot believe my eyes. So they were using an RTX 4080 with frame generation, frame gen on, and the game only achieves 60 to 70 FPS. That is just ridiculous. They even clarified in a quick comment on performance. This is what they said on their YouTube video. We played on a 140p medium, alright? Medium 480 i7, alright? CPU is below recommended specs, okay. 32 gigabytes RAM. Yes, the game requires 32 gig RAM to play on medium graphics. Yes, frame gen is a tricky one, but with it on, it stayed well above 60 FPS, and unlike some other games, it actually felt smooth and responsive here. Normally, we're cautious with frame gen since it can sometimes feel like off or add latency, but we didn't notice these issues here and the combat felt snappy. For instance, frame gen in Monster Hunter Wilds felt terrible with latency, while frame gen here, weirdly enough, made it feel better and didn't have those issues. We'll be testing more as we get closer to release. What the hell are you saying, man? Like, how can you defend this? How can you say this? Are you ridiculous? Of course, the video had a lot of dislikes. People are saying, what the hell? You're defending that the game runs smooth because you are using a frame gen? Like, on what universe we have to use frame gen to stay above 60 FPS? That is just redonkulous. Like, oh my god, right? I mean, there's a comment on the channel which literally says the following: 60 FPS on a 4080 with frame gen. You're taking the piss, mate. And it's true. Like, how can these content creators, like these big content creators, defend this? I just do not understand. You cannot defend this in any shape or form. Like, there's no way I just physically cannot endorse to anyone to buy this game on release. If you're telling me that this game needs 32 gigabytes of RAM and it runs pretty poorly, even with frame gen on, it doesn't even achieve 100 FPS with a 480. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, what are we freaking doing here? Also, by the way, the game uses Denuvo, that's right, of course, and Symbionite, which is another one, which is another system which avoids, I don't know, pirating or hacking or whatever, right? Optimization is poor, and of course the game is made on Unreal Engine 5. So the three horsemen of the apocalypse are all participating in the game release. Unreal Engine 5, Denuvo, and Symbionite. So, I mean, that is just ridiculous. Like, I just cannot believe what I am saying. Yeah, are we for real? Like, is this a standard at AAA Western companies? Like, do we feel like this is acceptable? Plus, not just that, but Randy Pitchford of Gearbox is already doing some damage control over Borderlands 4 performance and how, if you have a lower end rig, the game should not be expected to run. You know how Epic Games' Tim Sweeney recently said Unreal Engine 5 devs need to optimize for low end first and then scale it up. That's how you optimize a game. You don't make a game to play it on super high crazy PCs and then try to make it run on low spec PCs. No. You make it run first on crappy PCs and then you upscale it for people who have good stuff, right? I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is what Randy Pitchford said in his comments. I may be conflating recommended specs with required specs. So recommended is required, okay? That's it. So recommended is required based on what he's saying. QA collaborations with our engineering team at Gearbox sets the standard at 2Q QA. Reports indicate that they are able to achieve 60 FPS average with minimum spec PC on typically medium settings. Different PC configurations will vary. HDD versus SDD is also a factor for the hitching. And yes, Day 1 patch has some key improvements and optimizations. I just want everyone to have realistic expectations for performance. This is a big open AAA game, and lower end and older hardware may not perform as well as higher end modern PCs. I've asked for some assets to be generated to show a range of specifications and how they perform with different settings to help users decide. We're confident in the game's performance and optimization, especially given that the software is doing under the hood. What the software is doing under the hood. I mean, sorry, but no, I'm not sorry. This is just unacceptable. Like, this is just unacceptable. Because honestly, guys, at what point is this just completely laughable? Like, at what point does this become like a joke? If you need a 4080 frame gen to be able to play the game comfortably at 60 FPS, what happens with everyone which does not have the 4080 or the 40 series frame gen, right? If you have a 30 series or a 20 series, you cannot play this game. I mean, maybe you can play it on low graphics and maybe 180p potentially, and if not, well, you're screwed, right? I mean, on what universe? That's the problem. This is just insanely wrong. It's wrong. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video on this one. I cannot believe what I'm seeing with my eyes. This is an embarrassment. And again, one more example why AAA companies are literally sinking so fast, because they don't really care about optimization. I mean, this is like the truth. Once more, we have seen it once again. Guys, that's it for today's video. As always, I shall see you later in the next one.